Hi there, I'm Evan.
And I'm Mark.
Today we go in a different route, and
We have a fun
Mark wants to know what my spirit animal is.
We ask Evan fun, weird questions just to get things a little bit more fun. And then Evan says, let's go. A lot.
Welcome to the Health and Poop podcast. We're gonna talk about stuff. Let's go. What do we got, Drager?
I'm trying not to talk so much.
Huh?
I'm working on not talking so much and listening more.
Really? Are you not a good listener? Have we talked about this?
I'm a very good listener. I am an active listener. I listen to people even when secretly deep down inside I'm like, oh my goodness, I so don't care what is going on right now. I'm still such a good listener that people can open up to me.
All right. So are you actually working on that, or you're just being sarcastic this morning or this afternoon?
I've spent a lot of time talking this week, and I'm just in a weird mood. But you look really bright. Is it really sunny and bright in your room right now?
So I just got off a IG Live interview with Bill Hirsch, who has a book called The Well-Centered Home, and it's all about energy and making your space more. Spiritual isn't the word, but that kind of thing. So anyway, he said more light. So the only difference is I opened the window and I put a light on me here. So he wants me looking out more at nature. It's like, hey, I look south anyway, so that's good.
But now your skin looks all blown out, as we would say in the film industry. You look blown out.
I don't know. I think I look great. I think you look orange again.
No. This is still the same color temperature. I fixed it. I went with your new color temperature.
You look like it looks like you spent, well, maybe you have.
Dude,
it looks like
I
you
am
spent
tanned.
yeah,
like,
okay.
Look at that tan line. Can you see that?
Yeah. But if like Smurfs could be orange, that's what you would be.
Like my arms are pretty tan compared to like the inside.
Yeah.
So you should see my legs. They look amazing.
You look like an orange Smurf.
I spend a lot of time outside. I love it.
All right.
Listen, I wanted to have a fun episode with you.
Okay.
So I just have a few questions for you. Remember how we used to do those like fun questions? Those 3 fun questions like a long time ago?
Back when you like write out a whole script for the show?
I did that once. Once I did that.
And then we threw it away. That was good times. That was a fun episode. I enjoyed that one.
The Friday podcasts we do, which are live, you and I are in like talkie mode. And then the Thursday ones we do where they're not live, we're like, oh my goodness, Mark, when are you going to get your life fixed? It's like just a totally different feeling. So first, I just wanted to start with this. Evan, what's making you happy?
I'm working on my posture.
What's making you happy?
Yeah, man. Oh, geez. Look how tall I am. This is crazy. I raised my monitors and I'm still now bumping up against the height of the camera. I also put them on an angle, and yeah, dude, I'm feeling just so much better. I'm feeling so much better. My back doesn't hurt as much.
Doesn't help you broke your neck, but yeah.
The thing now, the posture is better. Like I fixed that in 2 days. Just have to be conscious of it. Now I'm working on rolling my shoulders because my shoulders were hunched forward because of typing and everything. So I'm consciously trying to, especially this side hurt. Just bringing my shoulders back hurts. That's wild. Like I'm
just doing this. Just
yeah, just like back. There's no range of motion. I guess you can't see too much, but there's no range of motion, especially on the right side. And I'm wondering, I might even be able to cancel my acupuncture. Like if I get this fixed, maybe this is what's stretching out.
That's interesting. So my posture is terrible.
Yeah.
So this shoulder, I wrecked from doing a lot of ground maintenance to the point where if I used to not be able to rotate it past this point. Mm-hmm. For the audio listeners, I'm rotating my shoulder because it would actually dislocate if I went up. And then this little doctor, this little guy, like just pushed it all together, and it's great. But can you see the difference in height between my left shoulder and right shoulder?
Yeah.
Just when I'm standing, can you see that difference? It's like insane. It's almost like 2 inches.
Yeah.
But my issue is I always stand like this.
Oh yeah, brutal. You got to fix that. Oh, so that's terrible.
Like from wearing a backpack, right? Like you're wearing a backpack in high school.
Yeah, but you can fix that. It'll hurt. It hurts.
You got to take a roller and do something against a wall or something.
No. I mean, yes, but so this is how the whole thing started, right? Okay, I was on the, what's that? You want to hear the story?
I love the stories.
Yeah. So I was, somebody joined my Instagram live and said, Evan, because of you, my life was in a really dark place because of you.
Because of you?
No, because of you, I found Gary V's content, and then I was on Tea with Gary V. Gary's doing this show now from home, not always, but fairly regularly. Tea with Gary V. So he was a guest on the show. He wanted to come on to my show, say thank you, all this stuff. Great. So I watched the Tea with Gary V episode, and the guy who came on was talking about fascia. Did you see this one?
No. Fascia or Sasha?
Fascia. No, Sasha's his dad.
Sasha's his dad. Okay.
Fascia's in your body. Fascia.
Oh, okay.
It's like the soft tissue work. And Gary's been obsessed, and I've seen it for a while. Gary's obsessed with fascia. He's constantly like digging into his own biceps and neck and to release it, right? I forget what it's called. Something release. Doesn't matter.
I know he's talked about just the different types of rollers that he does on the floor and everything, and how absolutely painful it is.
Yeah. So the guy who came on was a fascia expert, and they had this whole conversation. And I'm still trying to figure out what the heck to do with my shoulder blade. So that fascia, why not? And so I started doing self. I was looking up self. There's a guy who teaches how to do it yourself. You can either go to somebody, but with COVID, I don't know if I want somebody touching me yet. Kind of weird. Not weird, but just, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Then there's the rollers, but the rollers don't hit as specific a spot as you need, because it's usually like one, like that little guy who moved your shoulder. If you do it with a roller, it's going to be the general area, which could still give you relief, but not this specific. So there's a guy on YouTube who was sharing how to use your fingers to find different spots. And so there's like one here in my chest and push like, right. And then like go in like this. And I was doing my neck, and then one on the neck after I did it, like, oh my God, my neck is so free. It's just crazy. So I started going down this deep rabbit hole about fascia, but then realized that is also a temporary solution.
It's right. It helps with the symptoms, not the cause.
Right. The problem is posture. The problem is how you're standing up all day. Now I stand all day, which helps compared to sitting down. Yeah. So the posture is better than people who sit, but I'll often lean, like if you lean on the desk.
Yeah, I do that. In most podcasts, you'll see me like kind of sideways. It's because I'm now leaning on the desk, and even with my monitor here, like looking at you right now, I'm looking at my up monitor, and then I have a down monitor, which I hate using because it makes me feel like I'm falling forward all the time.
Yeah. So I said, okay, well, I can keep doing fascia work, awesome, but I should fix the actual problem, which is posture. It's how you carry yourself all day long. And so it's, common stuff.
I don't think most people would make that step. That's interesting. I think in relationships, in life, I can make a whole rant about this if you wanted me to, but most people just focus on feeling bad, and then they focus on the symptoms, and they never take a step forward to go like, hey, let's actually fix the root cause.
Okay. I don't want you to, because I want to finish my story.
I'm not going to go on a rant. I want to point out there's a lesson here for all of y'all.
All of y'all. All right. We're in Texas now.
There's a lesson for all of y'all.
So that was my Sunday, was redoing my setup. So I raised both my monitors. You're supposed to have them tilted back at 15 to 20 degrees. So I did that too, which is back. Yeah. Your monitor is not supposed to be straight. It needs to be on a backwards angle, 15 to 20 degrees.
Oh, that feels weird. That's not even, I only did it like 8 degrees, and it feels weird.
It is weird. It takes a while to get used to, although I'm used to it now. I mean, it's Thursday. I did the Sunday.
That is trippy.
Yeah. It takes a little bit. Wait, how many inches? I forget. So your eyes are not supposed to even go to the top. Your eyes are supposed to go like 4/5 up or 3/4 up the monitor. Is where eyes should be.
Yeah.
So mine were to the top, so it was too high. And then I forget how many inches you can look it up. Yeah, away. So I did that.
It's interesting because the camera, like when I look into the camera, I'm used to setting up cameras. This camera is quite a bit higher than I am tall. So it's actually looking down on me, so that way I can look up.
Yeah. Yeah. So you should be able to look at the whole screen without having to bend your head.
Okay, well, I can't do this anyway. This monitor thing is too weird for me now.
Yeah, well, you get used to it.
15 degrees. Looks like I'm looking at a tablet.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Yeah, anyway. So I fixed that. I fixed my microphone. What else did I do? Anyway, whatever. I bought one of those things that you put on your body.
This isn't plugged in right now.
No, I can't hear anything. I mean, it's normal. Anyway, so immediately the next day, like it hurt. It hurts.
Sorry, the thing you put on the body is the little shoulder, the shorter thing that buzzes
when you slouch forward?
No, I had that. I didn't use it because you have to stick it on every day and the battery life sucks and all this.
Okay.
And they have a version 2 of it, but I didn't buy it. Anyway, no, this is a strap that you put on and then tighten it. So it forces you to keep your posture.
Okay.
And I did that. I haven't been using that. I only used it once. We'll see if I stick with it.
My shoulders are terrible. Holy
your shoulders are brutal, but it's fixable. Anyway, so first off, standing up straight, I felt like I was standing up again for the first time where it hurt. Like your lower back just got tired.
There we go.
Because I was used to leaning.
Do I not look ridiculous?
No, you look strong. You look yeah, you like now you got to still move your head back a little bit more. Yeah, and look down, look normal.
This is like the Tony Robbins power pose where it's like everything is in a matter of an inch.
Yeah,
or whatever, 2 millimeters.
Yeah. Okay, so my back is now getting used to the standing without it getting tired, so I don't need to lean. Center, I used to like if it was here, I'd be leaning here a lot. I would lean on my right side a lot, which I would end up always like every time I twisted, I would crack my back on that side.
Yep.
It's just how you stand all day or how you sit all day. So I fixed that. My back's not cracking nearly as much. Now I'm working on my shoulders. This is all since Sunday. So shoulders now, like if I roll a little bit on this side, it's so tight. It's so painful. It's amazing. And I'm fixing my posture. Yeah, it's so good. It hurts. This hurts so much. I can't even see what I'm doing. Barely. Like just that. So your shoulders are totally fixable. You're just used to hunching over for decades. So now you gotta.
Well, it's not only just the shoulders. It's the neck thing. Like I gotta like lean
the video,
forward.
the guys like take your fingers and like push it back, and like that's what practice.
That's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it hurts because your neck muscles are so strained that they're not used to being in a normal position anymore. It's crazy.
It is. That's making you happy.
I'm so excited, dude. I'm walking with Nina and like, it hurts so much. Just we're stretching it back in this place. So I'm feeling good.
It's been so hot for our audio listeners. It's been so hot here, like 38 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Hot. And so I've been going out for runs.
100 degrees.
100 degrees. And everyone's like, you can't go out for a run. It's too hot. And I'm like, what? So I love it so much. I love how hot it is. I love how painful it is. I love how you can't breathe. I come back dizzy. I don't know if that's good for me. I love it. It's so much. I don't have any back pain though, or like you do.
Yeah, the shoulder. I'm so excited, dude. I feel so much taller too. It's crazy.
But you're already tall. You're like 6'2", aren't you?
Yeah, 6'1". But
6'1". Now you're 6'2". You were 6'1". Now you're 6'2".
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm up to 6'2". But it's also the chest. It's not just standing up straight. It's popping the chest forward because that then fixes your back.
But you don't do, I know you're not allowed to, but you don't do any weight training, right?
No.
Because you learn about this kind of posture things if you're like going to do like, like a row or something. So you learn how to like hold everything certain ways. But
I have done that. I just haven't done it recently.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't think that's what you were going to say. What's making you happy?
What did you think I was going to say? You didn't know what I was going to say.
Oh, I had no idea. But exactly. I didn't think you would go to fixing my posture and walking around in pain all the time, which is the best.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy. Right now it hurts so much. Ooh, hurts so good. Okay, that's your first question. Great.
That's my first question. Second question. Beach, safari, or forest vacation?
Wait. Are you not answering the question yourself?
You didn't ask me the question, so I moved on.
All right, fine.
I mean, listen, if you were to take the time to say, "Hey, Mark, what about you? What's making you happy?" Then I would answer it. But as a good host who likes to listen, who's a good listener, my job.
Well, you did start this episode saying you talked too much this week, so we'll let you listen. Okay, next.
Beach, safari, or forest vacation? I know how much you love taking vacations.
Did you say forest or forced?
Forest.
Safari.
Oh, why?
Yeah. Beach is too boring. Forest is too many bugs. Safari I like soft adventure, so it seems to be the easiest place to get soft adventure.
Soft adventure? Is that like glamping? Like basically like you want to play around the idea of adventure, but not have it to be too hardcore?
Yeah.
Soft adventure.
I like soft adventure. I like zip lining or something, or
that's fun. I enjoy that.
But not like I don't know, not too hardcore. Like a little bit.
Well, what's hardcore to you?
I don't know. Like base jumping.
Right now, you're only picking things that involve launching yourself through the air.
No, but
Zip lining, base jumping.
That's the difference, right? Like zip lining versus base jumping. Zip lining.
Would you spend 12 hours climbing up and down, like not on harnesses, but like climbing up and down the side of a mountain or something? Or is that not soft enough? You would take the tram to the top of the mountain, right?
Or like the gondola that then sways at the top or something. Like I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, some soft adventure.
Soft adventure.
Like go-karts versus a Formula One kart. Although I'd probably do a Formula One
Formula
kart.
One, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so I like soft. So safari, I've never done a safari.
My dream that I've had for a very long time.
Nina's interrupting the show with something.
Is it a cappuccino cup?
It's a cappuccino!
Cappuccino cup!
These are now our most used cups, I think, in the house.
You talked about them on last week's episode.
We love you. Nina's got a recurring guest cameo appearance in our
cappuccino cup so many times. So something I've been working towards for a whole bunch of years, and I've been putting plans in place, is I want to ride across America on a dirt bike, right? From the East Coast to the West Coast. And there's this trail that you can take. And so part of me getting my motorcycle's license was this. Part of me getting laser eye surgery was this. Part of me actually losing weight was like, if I'm going to be fit enough to be able to do this, I have to lose weight. I have my pickup truck because I knew that I wanted to practice dirt biking, and to have a dirt bike around here, you have to have a pickup truck. So like a whole bunch of steps over the last few years is me getting ready to be able to take the 42 days that I need to take.
Well, that's it. 42 days. That's nothing.
Yeah. But I have 4 young kids. And now that Jonah, we got him a dirt bike, and we just bought him his dirt bike gear, and we're going to go trailing together. I was saying to my wife, like,
why don't you all go together?
Well, as soon as he turns 16, no one else in my family has interest in it. No one.
But they don't have the dirt bike. They can.
My wife hates car trips. I've already asked her if she wanted to come along for the ride.
Then she flies in between. She flies there, gets there 3 days advance, spas out, like
and then flies from place to place.
Yeah, well, not every place, but every week. It's 42 days. Whatever weeks that is. She fly. Make it awesome for her. Not a camping trip she's going to hate and poke her eyes out. Make it a glam trip. This is your dream trip.
Soft adventure for her. But now the fun is, I said to her, I was like, hey, Jonah's turning 12. We're dirt biking together. If I just wait a few years, he can
my God.
He can come with me. Oh. He can dirt bike across America with me. That's pretty cool. Round two. He can join you for round 2. Well, anyway, I just bought a new BMW. A few weeks ago on the podcast, we were talking about how my new bike was getting here. I got a BMW because I need that BMW to ride across America.
I want to cancel this entire podcast.
Well, Evan, the plans are in place, and it's inching forward. Right now, I can't go into America because the border's closed. Sure. But part of me actually, now that I got this BMW, thought
3 years, dude.
Thought, can I do this next winter? But the borders are closed.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm gonna do it. Why did I say
winter? Yeah, do it winter.
Oh yeah, but so that's not a soft adventure though. Riding for 40 days or whatever, 42 days. You wouldn't consider that soft adventure, I guess, right? You rode a Vespa and stuff. Can you imagine yourself riding a dirt bike? You're staying in hotels or motels mostly. There's some camping, but would you see yourself doing that from pit stop to pit stop?
It's just not interesting. I could do that. I did 90 days on the road with broken neck for 30 of them. That's nothing. Dirt bike for 42 days is baby town right here.
I like it.
But make it an amazing trip of a lifetime for your entire family. You pick a spa in each city that your wife gets to fly into, and then sit in the hotel and be spa'd out and have babysitters for the kids, or bring somebody along to look after the kids or something.
Yeah, and then I just stay a few days in that city and just turn it into a 60-day trip, right?
Whatever. You don't have to stop. She doesn't even barely need to see you. Hey, great. Good night. Next.
One of the best trips she ever liked was I flew down to Puerto Rico to the Ritz-Carlton there. You've been there for Brendan's event. I flew down for a client because we had an event down there. And I thought, we have this beautiful hotel. We have this room that's going to be sitting empty because I'm working. I'm going to fly Jacqueline down for 3 or 4 days as well. And she loved it. She didn't see me at all. She had nothing to do with me. She was like, it was the greatest trip ever. There were no kids. There was no husband. There was no expectations. She just hung out at the spa, hung out at the beach at the Ritz-Carlton. It was funny.
You give the kids to the grandparents.
We'll see. We'll see. So while you're on this safari, since you picked Soft Adventure, what would be your spirit animal, Evan?
I don't know. What does that mean? What's a spirit
Your
animal?
spirit animal? What animal do you think most closely defines your spirit, your attitude, who it is you want to be, the traits that you have?
I'll go with monkey because that's my birth.
Monkey.
Chinese, whatever. I'm a Chinese.
Your year of the monkey.
1980 is year of the monkey. So I'm a monkey.
There was monkey, and then there was rooster, and then
I'm not a rooster.
What was after rooster? Was it dog? I'm a pig.
I think Nina's a pig.
Yeah, we're the same year. You keep
There you go.
you keep forgetting that we're only something like 9 days apart in age.
Yeah. So monkey. Monkey's my answer.
You think
I'm
you're
fun.
a monkey?
I'm creative.
You throw
I'm
poo at
nimble.
people.
Huh?
You throw poo at people. You get super aggressive at random times and rip people's faces off.
I'd just be a smart monkey.
A smart monkey.
I'll go with monkey. Monkey's good. I like monkey. I got monkey qualities.
Okay. What is right now your favorite thing to eat?
This cappuccino.
That's because you're living in the moment. Stop living in the moment and
Wait a
think
minute.
about-
What did you just say? Back up your question.
I mean, when I mean
Said
right,
right
now,
now.
I mean on your current diet. I don't.
Well, that's
mean-
different than right now.
Fine. Let's take that question again. Josh, cut out what we just. No, don't do that. Okay, Evan, on your current diet, what's your favorite?
Okay, let me
thing
tell
to
you.
eat?
My wife. So my wife has, for the past week or so, maybe 2 weeks, made the most amazing steaks that I might have ever had in my life. And so here's what I told her. The past 3 months or so have been a lot of foods that I actually don't enjoy, but she makes them so well that I like it, right? Like she's making food that growing up I would never eat, like lamb.
Oh, I love lamb.
Oh my God, like lamb.
I love lamb. It's
and
so
like
good.
bone broth soup.
Oh, I
and,
love that too.
And just
I grew up on
what's
German
the vegetable?
bone
Oh my
broth
God,
soup.
what's the vegetable?
what, brocchini?
Anyway,
Broccoli?
just stuff that I would never eat. No, I like broccoli. Stuff that I would never eat. A zucchini. Zucchini. I hate zucchini.
I like zucchini now.
Yeah. Anyway, so she would make it and like, oh, you know what? Like, that's not bad.
I
Okay.
think I need to come over more often because I remember coming over for dinner whenever it was, back in December or something. And I just raved about the food. And she turned to you like, what the hell, man? You never say these nice things about my food.
So
Nina's
then,
a really good cook, even with very simple cooking. She's very, very
oh
good.
yeah, very few ingredients, and we're on keto, so there's limits of what you can put in and you know sauces and stuff. But anyway, so we've been having that for the past couple months, and I think that's good. It's good. Yeah. I'm like, oh, maybe I do like lamb and whatever.
And then she brought you a
But then
steak
she
and
made
you're
this
like,
steak.
oh my
like,
goodness.
oh my God, this steak it's like the greatest food I've ever had in my life. It's so tender and just the juices. It was amazing. And then the next day or 2 days later, she made it again, and it wasn't just some fluke. She's like, well, how did you cook it? I don't know. I just cooked it. No thermometer or whatever. And then she did it again last night. Like, oh my God, like Nina, this
You guys
is
are
all
going
we're allowed to eat.
carnivore, aren't you? You've had steak
This
3
is-
times.
What? You heard that? Is that true? Yeah, that's true. And then she's like, you can't have too much red meat. It's like, no, this is all we should be eating.
Have you thought? I've been very seriously looking into not going full carnivore, perhaps, but like making my own liverwurst, organ meat.
No.
You know,
Go.
lot more
What's his
red
name? What's the guy? Who's the guy? Ben Greenfield.
I don't know who I listened to on Bill Yu's podcast, but he was talking about it. And then I went to the American site where they sell that stuff, and they can't ship into Canada right now. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I was actually just thinking yesterday, maybe I should try for 3 or 4 days just carnivore. Just, you know, I'm already pretty close, but I eat a lot of vegetables. I like vegetables.
You
a
like your
lot.
vegetables?
I
I'm not
do.
anti-vegetables. I'm not anti-vegetables.
You know what I was thinking? You know, part of gratitude, right? Of course, is just being grateful for the things that you take for granted. I'm so lucky that I love vegetables and I love meat. Because can you imagine how hard keto would be if you were the type of person who didn't like vegetables? Like, it would be really, really hard.
It's okay. You do hard.
Perfect. So steak is your.
Oh yeah, Nina steak. Now, not just any steak. It's got to be Nina home cooked, to perfection steak. Oh my God. I'm just tasting it right now.
Good, eh?
Yeah.
Good. Well,
so good.
no, tonight you and I have a mastermind call, so I don't know what you're going to eat.
Right, but it's over dinner.
It is over dinner. I have to
Okay.
make something before because I have to be right there at 6 o'clock on time.
Oh, we could even start earlier because usually I eat at 5. So I may be done eating by 6, but whatever.
I'm on calls till 5, and then I have to have enough time to take the dog out and make dinner.
All right.
But we can start a little earlier. Anyway, here's a question for you. Have you ever won a contest?
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't remember?
That's backwards. I don't know. Probably. Like an actual I can give you some answer. I won the
have you ever won something? Have you ever won a contest like where you're like, hey, I'm the winner, yay! And it's not just like
probably not something giant, but probably like roll up the rim to win.
Okay, I didn't even think that way.
I don't know. I mean, that's super small. That's a scale. Roll up the rim to win. There's Tim Hortons is our coffee franchise here in Canada.
Yes,
and they hide once a year. They hide prizes into the cup that you have to roll the rim up. You have to tear apart your cup, and it says you won something: free coffee, free donut, something.
Do I have a cup here?
Now they took it off and it's just an app. You scan in the code and it's an app. So it's a lot less tactile.
Oh, is that what they did this year?
Yeah, it's an app.
So do you know, maybe I love this marketing and sales play. Do you know why they invented roll up the rim to win?
I don't know.
And why they do it in March? It's Lent. And they found that in Quebec and in other provinces, a lot of Catholics and Christians were giving up coffee for Lent. For the 40 days that people are supposed to give something up. And so they run it during Lent every year to try and encourage sales to happen.
Try to say, screw your Lent, let's go. That's wow.
Well, or just to get other people to buy more coffee for those who are avoiding coffee during Lent. But that's why it takes place. And it kicks off always at around that time of year. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So it was an app this year. Yeah.
I didn't buy any coffee during it because of COVID. So
I've won some of those things, but nothing big.
I remember when I was a kid, my dad took me to a bowling alley for something for his work. And they were drawing door prizes or something. And the ticket I had won. I think I was like 8 or 9. And I won a really fancy calculator. But I remember the feeling of winning and it being the most exciting, amazing thing in the world. And then I used that calculator right through high school. So that calculator got me through some hard times, but I remember winning that. Now, whenever I'm at those types of things, I desperately want to win, but then don't believe I will, and then don't, and then I'm like, oh, okay, didn't win anything.
For our video, we should swap. Like in the edit, we should swap because we're both looking kind of away from each other in the video. Where if we put me on that side and you on this side.
See, it's interesting because the way I see it, we're actually looking at each other. Mark is on the left, Evan is on the right. We're actually looking at each other. It's just your Zoom will put you on the left and put me on the right.
No, I'm on the right, but I'm looking right.
Oh.
I'm on the right looking right.
No. You're on the right looking left.
This is my right side, right? This is my right eye here.
Yeah.
That's my right eye. I'm looking this way.
Okay, so you on my screen.
Yeah.
Here.
I believe you. That might be backwards.
So is it backwards? Oh, maybe. Weird trippy effect. So this
I don't even know
is on the right side of my screen.
This is terrible podcasting right now.
This is supposed to be a fun episode.
All right.
We can do whatever we want, right?
Doesn't mean people will listen.
I think the data shows that. Okay. There we go.
The data shows people like your fun episodes or they don't like the fun episodes?
We haven't done a fun episode in a really long time. So.
Well, what does that mean with the data?
I was going to say the data shows that when we start to get really either aggressive with each other or down in the weeds, we get fall off. So, hey, wow. Evan, have you ever eaten a whole pizza by yourself?
Probably. I mean, what's a whole pizza? An extra large? No. But
an entire pizza?
Probably. Huh?
An entire pizza? I know that you mentioned this a few weeks ago that when you feel like you've eaten too much, you just fast for like 60 hours, right?
Oh, I've done that. Yeah, 66 is my longest.
That's a long fast.
66? Yeah, that's just salt and magnesium. Actually, I don't think I even had magnesium in that one. Just salt, morning coffee, black, and water.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard. I mean, it's doable.
Yeah, I like now that I only eat at 6 p.m. If I eat earlier, last Sunday I got up early and went for a 10K run in the morning and took this new path. And when I was driving home, I had this craving for an Egg McMuffin. And I was just like, this crazy craving, but I don't usually eat. So when I got home, I was like, you know what? It's Sunday. I just ran, whatever. I don't have cheat days or anything. I'm going to eat. I made myself an egg and some ham and I had some cheese, and I just made one without any bread. And I ate it. But then for the entire day, I was stuffed because I don't normally eat in the morning. So it's weird how once you get into the cycle of, eating in a 4-hour or 3-hour window, how your body gets used to it.
So I do Saturday cheat day, and as of 2 Saturdays ago, I used to start eating even like Saturday, like Friday night at midnight. Oh, midnight! Give me the Doritos, give me the raisins, the chocolate covered raisins, give me the chip. Let's go, and then just like sleep. And I shifted it as of 2 Saturdays ago, and then I'd wake up and like right to Tim Hortons, Farmer's Wrap, double extra large, hash brown, specialty donut.
Oh, that would destroy my.
And then later it would be like frappuccino, extra large, caramel, pizza. It's just like nonstop the whole day.
I don't know how you stay skinny, dude.
Until midnight. It's the bounces, man. I did 30,000 bounces yesterday. Anyway, until midnight the next, Saturday night, Sunday morning, whatever. So past 2 Saturdays have been, I fast until 5 on every day. Like today, I'm going to start eating at 5. So I did the same thing on Saturday, fasted till 5.
Yeah.
Still ate whatever I wanted at 5, but I fasted until 5. And then like, oh my God, here it is. It's time to eat. Oh my, I've been waiting all day. Saturday, 5 o'clock. Let's go. We ordered a pizza. I got chocolates. I'm all ready to go.
And you got full really fast, right?
Yeah. Like I had 3 slices. I'm like, man, I got these butter tarts here. I got this bubble tea here. I didn't want to eat any of it. I was already full. It's crazy.
Yeah. So if I, sometimes on Saturdays, I will eat lunch. So I'll eat at like 2 o'clock, and then I'm not really hungry for dinner. So then I'll eat around 8. But then the next day on Sunday, I'm like starving all day. It's really weird. Anyway, I don't need to ask you a question about fasting because you're good at it. What time do you, well, I will ask you a question. What time do you, if you eat at 5, what time do you finish at 8? Do you do a 3-hour window, or are you just on one meal a day?
No, so I'll go 5 to like hardcore calories would be 5 to 9 would be the max cutoff, but I'm usually done earlier.
Okay.
But so 5 to 9 would be like steak and like whatever the meal is, and some nuts and like nothing, no carbs obviously, but the hardcore proteins. And then 9 to 10 I might have like salad or a couple cherry tomatoes. Just veggies. Nothing heavy after 9, or heavy, like no cheese, just basically salad or cherry tomatoes or celery or something if I want to snack on something.
Yeah.
And then nothing until the next
day at 5
o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. By the time 6 p.m. rolls around now, sometimes I'll look at the clock and be like, it's 6:12. I could have been eating for 12 minutes already.
Let's go.
And Jack's like, the dinner won't be ready for 10 minutes. I'm already in the fridge. I'm like, I'll eat dinner in 10 minutes, but I could eat some salami right now. So, Evan, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Lack of effort.
That's the thing that bothers you the most, eh?
Yeah, man. Lack of effort. Like, I guess it's tied to complaining.
Talk, more than negativity, more than
complaining. Well, I see that as the same. Like, I guess it's the effort is the positive. Lack of, it's like complaining, negativity. It's the same thing. Like complaining is a lack of effort.
Okay.
So if you want not the
relative to someone's potential, or just in general?
Just in general. Just in general. It's like whatever let's go is the opposite of that. Let's go. Like when I have to say let's go with attitude, that. Yeah.
That's interesting. I never even thought of what my biggest pet peeve is, but the first thing that comes to mind for me is having to explain things to people when they could figure it out themselves. That really bothers me.
It's pretty close.
You know, having to having to make everybody's life easier because they don't want to do, maybe that's lack of effort. Maybe because they don't want to do the work themselves.
Lack of effort. Come on, let's go. Just do it. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
Lack of effort.
If you were to be a university professor or a college professor for our American friends, what would you teach?
Well, I am.
No, you're bigger. You're bigger than that. What would you teach?
This.
I
had unlimited options.
You would be the professor of believe.
If I had my own course, like I'm in charge. Hey, University of Toronto's going to hire me, and I can teach whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's a Q&A session.
No tests, no grading. You either show up and give effort and ask a lot of questions and then implement them, or you don't.
Yep. There's definitely grading. There's no tests, but there's grading. There's definitely grading. Yeah. Did you show up? Did you ask questions? And then did you do the work? I think that would be the greatest course of all time.
You know, like when you go through your backstory, when people go through your backstory, they like how informative, is that the right word? How impactful do you think? So in your story, you're off at University of Toronto and you want to go into economics and become a business banker or whatever it is you want to do.
Yep.
But you end up taking this course, or you end up finding a professor who will let you somehow make up your own course.
Yeah. So weird, eh?
Like,
I don't even know how I got on that.
Like, I don't actually know this about you, but I know the story because I know your story, but how did that happen? And it doesn't seem like it seems like it's actually took you an entire different direction. Like it's one of these pivotal moments that kind of happened through grace or through happenstance or luck or something, right?
Oh, I don't know. I saw, first off, I have to think back to I haven't thought about that in a long time, like how it actually happened. I don't see it as a pivotal moment though.
You don't?
No, it wasn't a defining moment for me. It's like, oh my God, this is possible.
But it led to something. But it led to something really.
What did it lead to? It didn't lead to anything.
It allowed you, when you met the partners, to be able to build your business with your two partners that you eventually sold.
Yeah.
Under their tutelage and guidance, and get a course from it, and it took you into entrepreneurship as opposed to business banking. How is that not?
No, but no. So I already had my company. I was already doing my business when I went to that course, like when I created that course, and his tutelage wasn't like overwhelmingly. Huh?
His tutelage wasn't helpful.
It wasn't. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like this guy changed my life.
See, here's what I was doing. I turned it into a movie in my head. So, you know, people have an issue with the We Will Rock You Cream movie because they moved things out of order to make it more compelling. If I was telling the story of Evan Carmichael's life, it would be going to school for this, meets this dude, finds this course, connects with the great people, and then it turns it into like magic and it changes his life. That's how I saw it.
Yeah. The best part of that story is that you can hack your situation. Like if you have, for entrepreneurs to say, I want to go to university, I have to go to university, but I want to start my own business. Great, hack it. You could hack it. Here's what I did. You can create your own course. And I even didn't do enough, right? Like get on the school websites and social media accounts as a featured entrepreneur. The alumni I should have done a lot more with, right? Like tap into your university alumni because they're happy to mentor. People love the school they came from. They see that you love them, right? Huh?
I didn't go to university. I don't know. Like,
oh yeah. Like if people, what did you like? Even if you, what's the building that you're in now in your unit? Like that address. Well, maybe don't share. I guess you can share your address. Like
at work, 275.
Yeah. Or what was your first office? So you've been there for a long time though, right? Is it the same place?
It was across the parking lot. It was.
Yeah. What's the first one?
I don't remember.
Okay. What high school did you go to?
Port Perry High School.
Great. If somebody came to you and said,
PPHS.
Hey, man, hey, Mark,
Rebels, let's go. No.
I'm 15 years old. I'm a Port Perry rebel. I want to get into video.
I would just help them no matter where they are, who they are, if they want to get into video. But yeah.
No, but that makes a difference. Like the fact that if you got overwhelmed with too many people and somebody said they were from Port Perry, they're a rebel, even if you have no, like, you don't care about your high school. But a lot of people do. A lot of people, they still watch their college sport. They still follow their college football team. They still are in touch with their frat brothers from whatever, right? So the fact that you're from that university, even if it's even a quarter of people,
because they're like, people are like wrapping themselves in the identity of like going here and doing this thing is like, it's a significance play, right?
You're
like
one of them.
I'm part of it. Okay.
It creates a bond. So I wasn't smart enough back then, but I should have, to say, hey, I'm a University of Toronto student. You're a university alum. This is somebody who I would love to connect with.
Doesn't U of T have like 60,000 students a year or something, like year after year after year? So
sure, but nobody reaches out to me and says I'm a U of T alum. Not that I even care, but sorry, not U of T alum. I'm a U of T student.
yeah.
No students are doing enough outreach to the alumni, and they should, and I should have. Like, I think it's a hack. While you're in university, you can get access to people who normally you shouldn't get access to, just because you go to the same school.
I made a mistake in college. I went to a technical college, so I went to film school to learn how to be a filmmaker, and so it was very, very technical. It was an 18-month course, accelerated, private college kind of thing. So what I didn't do, which is later what I regret, is I should have worked on every single thing I could have for free. Like, just every contact, every project, helped out in every way. Instead, I just showed up, I did my work, I went home. Showed up, I did my work, I went home. I got almost a perfect GPA. I graduated with almost perfect GPA. And then I was like, here I am, perfect student. But I didn't do enough work or meet enough people. And it didn't matter if you got perfect grades in the real world. So that's typically the advice I give people. Although I would recommend that nobody goes to film school these days. So anyway, that's a different story.
So that professor was really just, I use that as a story to hack your situation. Stop seeing it as, now I'm forced to go to university and my life is over and I can't do my business. Let's go. Stop being a complainer, right? Like,
that is the name of this episode, Josh. Let's go.
With like 5 O's. Yeah.
Okay. With 5 O's. Let's go.
Yeah, maybe 8. Actually 8. 8 O's.
Evan,
and 3 exclamation points.
I know your favorite entrepreneur, but it's a little different. Who is your hero? Don't say yourself. That would be too egotistical. That'd be too Kanye to be like, I'm my hero.
I'm my own hero. I don't know. I don't think like that.
No?
There's nobody. I'm learning. I think the closest to that answer would be my parents. Of who do I admire the most, that I pull the most from, would be my parents. And that's why they're on my wall in the middle. But apart from that,
so I know they believed in you, and I know your mom is you grew up with a really strong mother. They have a great relationship. Your dad is super understanding. Like, I know kind of the roles they play in the universe, but what else makes them your heroes? Like, it's just that they're constant.
Well, I didn't say they were my heroes. They're the closest to a hero. Because I don't think you should. I think you should have heroes, I guess. I don't think there's any one person who is what you want to be. You like a piece of them, and so they're the closest combined. I think I took the best parts from both my parents. The humility and niceness of my father, and the ambition and drive and change the world of my mom. In talking to so many entrepreneurs, I'm also grateful. Like, people have messed up. Most people have some messed up situation, and everybody's got a messed up family at some point, but like, just really messed up to like abuse and all this stuff. And I had a great childhood. I think it's amazing. How they let me try things and do things and not yell at me.
Mr. Carmichael, you are a pillar of the community.
That wasn't them. That was my neighbor.
I know that was the neighbor.
Yeah, that left a mark. I was climbing a tree in my front yard, and our neighbor came over and he said, I think this is such a great way to do this, because I don't know how old I am.
You're climbing a tree, so you must have been what, 7 or 8?
No, I'm older. No, it was at my other house. So I was like early teenager, like 13, 14. I'm climbing a tree. I'm not even going up that high yet. And my neighbor comes out, and most people would say, get down from the tree, you're going to hurt yourself, right? Like typical adult yelling at kids. And he's told me, hey, Evan, be careful. You are a pillar of this community.
And you were like,
I'm like, maybe I am a pillar of this community. Maybe I should be careful as I climb this tree. And I didn't go like crazy high in that tree. And that left a mark. John, my neighbor John, who doesn't live there anymore.
It's so crazy how these things affect us. Like my son.
Yeah, that's good.
My son, I shave his head like I shave my head, but his hair grows really quick. And my wife went, wow, Silas, your hair grows so quick. And then I made a comment a little bit later about it, but now he like brings it up as like a point of pride. He's just like, my hair grows really quick. like it's someone, told him stuff. And so we grabbed the negative and the positive things. I remember in grade 9, one of my teachers wrote in my yearbook, Mark, you are a really sharp person and a very quick learner. And I was like, I am. And then I just operated as if I'm a really sharp person and a super quick learner. And it always stuck with me. Like I remember that thing. So
I maybe spoke to John 3 times my whole life, and that was one of them. So it's not like we're homies and hanging out all the time.
But you are a pillar of this community.
I'm a pillar of this community, right? And I believed it. So you never know, like why that's great is you could be that person for others. You never know how words of encouragement will help. I was doing an IG Live earlier this week, and this woman comes on and was having like hyperventilating and having like almost breaking down. It's like, hey, breathe. Like what? Hey, welcome. What are we doing? What's happening?
Let's go.
Let's go. What do you got for me? And she's telling me how 3 years ago, she had breast cancer. She was in the hospital, and my videos were the only thing that was getting her through and making her believe in herself and have positivity. And that gave her hope because she felt life was over. And she couldn't believe she was on my IG and was crying and all this. Is like the most emotional IG Live that I've had in a while. I think I even called it like the most emotional IG Live I've had in a while. And I didn't know who she was, right? Like, she knew me and she knew my content, what I was putting up, but I had no idea that this human even existed. And so when you're making content and putting stuff out in the world, you might get discouraged that only 30 people saw your videos, but maybe those 30 people, that's somebody in the hospital with breast cancer who's just trying to hang in, and you're the person whose voice is helping them do that. I think about that stuff. Think about like gratitude. I think about that stuff a lot. I don't know what 300 million views looks like, but I know what that person on IG or that's why I stick around at events forever. Cause it's like those people are individual people who I've helped, and I'm grateful for it. Yeah, that's a good episode. The first guy came on. So it was a guy came on first, and he was sharing some similar story about how my content helped them. And the Gary Vee guy, the tea with Gary Vee guy. Right? Thank you so much. I was so down. You introduced me to Gary. And then she came on after. He's like, does anybody have questions? This is just like a crazy love fest. This is not a usual IG Live. I want to help, but this is great. This is great. Yeah, I think people quit too soon on their content or go be John. Like that one, if John didn't tell me that he had this idea, I'm going to go tell Evan, you're a pillar of this community. He could have not done it. He could have said, that's stupid. Like, I mean, I've only talked to this kid twice in my life. I'm going to now tell him. I could have yelled at him to get down from the tree. Like if he yelled at me, get out of the tree, my entire viewpoint of John for my entire life is different from this guy is just another stupid adult trying to keep me, from having fun versus, yeah, man, this guy's building me up. I love it. Go be John.
Go be John. I like it. Can I ask you, so the photo that you shared of you in your teenage years, on Instagram. Everybody needs to go to Instagram and scroll back in time. Evan's kind of like leaning against a wall.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Crazy hair, and there's like pillars out of focus or something.
It's
what is going on in that photo, man? What was happening?
So what I'm trying to do is share more of the personal stories, and I wrote it on my website. Created that giant page of content telling different parts, and then I'm taking pieces of that and throwing it to my social media.
But like you're like standing like this. You're like.
Yeah. So I don't have that. I'm trying to find pictures from when I'm around because there's 3 stories of when I'm 19.
Yeah.
That was formative in terms of starting my first business, my real business. And so I had my graduation picture was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. That was easy. Graduation from high school.
Yeah.
And then I needed another one. So I found that one, and that one there was a friend of mine who wanted to be a photographer.
Okay.
And so she said, hey, can you
have been taken on film? That's like, you're old, right? You're
yeah. All of those are film.
Photography.
All of those are film. I got them all scanned. So she wanted to take a picture.
Serious you're trying to be. You just look really like 1990s depressing kind of thing.
She gave me the pose. She said, look like this. I said, okay, I'll try. And she took a picture of me through banisters on a staircase. So those 2 pillars are out of focus banisters on a staircase. Yeah. And I'm leaning on, I forget now. I'm on the staircase leaning against the wall or something.
Here.
Yeah. Mark's going to
Oh,
share
you've
screen.
disabled it. I can't. Never mind.
Oh, I could share screen.
Everybody can go look at it though. It's like, 1, I've never seen your hair like that. 2, I've never seen your eyes look as dead as they look in this picture. 3, it's just like, I can't even
There
see
it is.
any semblance of your spirit in this image. So it totally threw me off.
Yeah, that's not that's not how I would normally look at it. Okay, look. This picture, where is it? This is the same year almost.
Yeah, but here you look like a 14-year-old boy who's like, yay. And the other one, your hair's all like,
yeah,
1999. You're listening.
It's like the same year. So, but the difference was she had this vision for what she wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay. So like put your hair up like that. Okay, great. Put on a dark shirt, cross your arms like this, and give me a serious face. So that's what came out.
I don't like it. I don't like it, Evan.
Well, I don't care. I like it. I don't identify with that
kid.
No, with that look, right? Like that's not, if you said, hey, be Evan in the picture, I wouldn't do that. But I like having it. And I don't have that many pictures from that when I was 19 that I can use for my stories. So yeah, that's good.
Well, there you go. I'm trying to, I don't even know how many pictures I have from that era, but okay. Last question.
Yep.
What is your guilty pleasure?
I don't think that way.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that.
Okay.
You don't have guilty pleasures because I do whatever I want and I don't feel guilty about it, right?
It's all guilty. Like, what do you do in your free time? It's all free time. What are you talking about? It's all free time.
It's not.
It is.
I know we want it to be, but
no, it's all free time, especially for entrepreneurs when you get to design your life. It's all free time. I mean, guilty pleasures, the only caveat I would say is like
is a shackle around your throat that keeps you held down.
Wow.
Okay, gasping for breath.
You're fine. The only thing I would say, like
video games.
Maybe no, video games are great. It's not a guilty pleasure. I don't feel guilty. I feel great. I was talking to my YouTube manager today about should I make this a YouTube channel?
Butter tarts.
Yeah, something like that that's actually not good for you. Right?
But you take so much pleasure in it and you know how good you are during the week, so you feel like you deserve it. So that's not a guilty pleasure either, is it?
I don't think of it as I deserve this, but I want it. And I would eat butter tarts. I don't know if I would eat them all day, every day, but I could eat a lot of butter tarts. But it would go against like the short term versus long term, right?
Right.
So
I talked about the bento box last week. You didn't like it. Does this support current me, current us, future us?
I still don't like it. That's still me, but it's a long-term me. It's still like, that's the problem, is that short-term me wants it right now and only, 5% control over long-term me. But it's not future me. That's the problem. If you said long-term me, I think that's the whole problem with this thing. That's probably what he means. He just can't communicate it properly. It's not future you. It's you right now. It's just a small piece of you. That's better. There we go. I'm liking it now. So if you want to do bento box, the long-term
I feel
you.
like most of the time people don't track what you're saying.
Well, that's a super. You brought it up. You want to do the throwback.
I know. It's a good callback. Good callback.
Yeah. So maybe like a food or something like butter tarts or whatever. But I still don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel guilty.
No,
I don't feel guilty. It's like when I had this guy, this soccer player, this professional soccer player. He's talking about sleep. Like, oh man, I bet you buried the sleep. Like, how much did you sleep last night? Oh, I slept 8.5 hours last night. I don't feel guilty about that. Right? What are you doing for the 16 hours you're awake? I'll throw my 16 hours against yours. Let's see. Let's go. Right? So I don't feel guilty for most things. Yeah, I don't really feel guilty. That's not. Yeah, I don't lean in on guilt.
Is there anything that makes you feel guilty?
Guilty. This is like why I almost never apologize, because I choose my words carefully, and I don't say something that I don't mean. So I don't feel guilty. That's not what I lean in on. I lean in on if I'm afraid or anxiety or disappointing people. but guilt is not.
There's no guilt. There's no shame. There's none of that stuff.
Shame.
Shame and guilt are very closely tied.
Shame. Do I feel ashamed? I feel that, I think the difference is, maybe not. I'm thinking guilt is a lot more past focused than shame. Like you're guilty about something that you did, where shame you can feel.
No. See, that's what's wrong. Most people, I think, feel guilty about the things that they're not doing. Or they feel guilty about the way that they feel about things. I should have done this. I should have done that. You know, I should be doing this right now. I ate this food and I shouldn't have eaten this food, or like, you know, like it's just like.
But then that leads to shame. What's the connection to shame?
At least shame and guilt are very closely together. I'm not, you know, other people don't do this, I do this, you know, like all of those kind of things.
Yeah, guilt.
Yeah.
Very little. Shame, maybe. I know. I got to think about the shame one.
So I made a playlist for myself when COVID started called Guilty Pleasures, which is all of this music that I think if someone were to come in my office and be like, "You're listening to this?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm listening to this. This is amazing. I love this." But people would make fun of me for because I thought it captured the spirit of it. But I still don't like the name of it because...
No, it's not a good name.
No, it's not a good name because it's like, one, if you came in here and you're like, you're listening to, you know, I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany, I'd be like, that's a great song. I love that song. You know, I don't know if you know it, but it's a great song from the 80s. But
earlier this week, I do my IG live and IG questions at night when I walk the dogs. And somebody asked me, am I Christian? And I said, no. And then the next day somebody asked me, do you believe in God? And I said, no. I said, a lot of what I teach, I believe in a lot of the principles of service and kindness and all that, but I don't believe in God. And then my DMs light up with like, I'd love to have a conversation with you about God and just see where you're coming from. And it opened up my life and all this stuff. And it's like, thank you for the love. I'm good. But and then
they're worried about your soul, man.
Yeah, great. But still, whatever. I'm a child of God, right? Even if I don't believe, I still am. So it's great.
Yeah. If the next real, he loves you, or it loves you, or whatever loves you, regardless of how you feel about it, or he, or she, or what, or if.
And then the next morning, I have the "I Am a Child of God" song on my playlist. Come on, right? I love that song.
It's a good song.
I think it's a great song. I think it's a great song. So I don't feel guilty.
I think it's "No Longer Slaves" is the name of the song, in case people want to know.
So here's how I think. Like I just made this video last night talking about how I don't believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next morning I have a song.
Yeah, by Bethel Music, a Christian worship album.
Singing "I Am a Child of God."
Yes, and you're bouncing along and you're like, yeah!
But also as I do in the morning, I say what my day is. Hey, it's Thursday, I do blah, 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 blah today, right? That song is on in the background as I'm doing the thing. And I'm pumped. Most people think, oh my God, I just said this yesterday. I can't have this on my thing now today because now I feel like a contradiction and guilt or shame or whatever. I'm excited. Nobody caught it. I was waiting for do you have a Christian song on? And because people find so many weird things that I don't even pay attention to in the videos.
People connect dots.
Oh, the farting ones are the best.
They think you're farting?
Not me, but in videos, the number of people who comment with a timestamp to say, did Elon just fart at 3:48? And it's like, it's crazy. And then you rewind, it's like, I think he did. You go back and listen to it. It actually sounds like he did.
I've never gotten the comments enough for this.
Well, I pay attention to my comments. That's fine. I don't expect you to be in my comments, but people notice so many weird things that that you don't see the first time because you're looking at the main thing or listening to the main thing. And then there's so anyway, it's fun to see what people pick up on. We're at time. Good. Thank you for listening. Hope this fun episode was fun. And we'll see if we do it some more or not. Believe. If you want to see the origin story of this cappuccino cup and what it means to me in my life, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and we'll see you there.